Hi, I'm Anthony from ComicsHeatingUp.net, and I'm on Skype tonight with Terry Hockness from Hockness Comics. We're doing something a little different. We're having a conversation about some of this week's new releases and letting you know what our opinions are. So, Terry, go ahead and get us started with our first pick.
Our first pick is Athena Voltaire and the Volcano Goddess. This is the latest series from Action Lab Entertainment. My personal pick is this is about a 50-50 chance of heating up. Generally, Action Lab books don't, but this one will have a small print run, and it looks pretty good.
This week, there's really very few small press picks, small press books being released. So Athena Voltaire and the Volcano Goddess #1 is really it for small press books. Whether it's going to heat up or not, this is not the first time the character has had its own comic, so I just don't see it heating up.
Then we've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 11, #1. This is a new series from Dark Horse Comics based on the TV show. I'm going to give this a thumbs down from an investment point of view, only because they're definitely going to overprint it. Dark Horse Comics rarely go up in value. Definitely no first appearances or anything like that going to heat this book up. So retailers should have a pretty good idea of how many copies of this they can sell. So print runs will be accordingly.
Buffy's had several series in the past, and none of them have really done much of anything in the spec market. So I'm not expecting this one to do anything either.
DC Comics gives us a new second printing of He-Man Thundercats #1. The first printing sold out really quickly and was a surprise hit. So that gives the second printing a chance. Usually second prints don't heat up unless the cover art's different. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down, but it does have a small chance, I would say.
He-Man Thundercats #1 second print. Terry, I don't see it doing anything on the secondary market, honestly. I still see copies of the first print out there, and I know there are people who are chasing second prints because of the smaller print run. I just don't see it happening. So thumbs down for me on this one.
DC also debuts Superpowers #1. This is a new 6-issue mini-series. Most retailers know how many DC Comics now to order, so I don't expect this will be a surprise hit. But unless people read it and go, wow, this is great. So I think word of mouth is the only thing that could maybe boost up interest in this title.
Superpowers #1 has the name from the old Superpowers cartoon. It's a completely different style. This one's completely appropriate for my kids, so I'm going to pick up a copy for them. But for a spec pick, probably not. So I'm going to give this one a thumbs down too, Terry.
Donald Quest debuts. It's a new mini-series based on Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse set in a steampunk setting. IDW is usually not highly speculated, and either is Disney titles, so I'm going to give a thumbs down on this one, but it could be a fun read.
I haven't really chased any of the IDW Mickey Mouse related titles, so Donald Quest, it just doesn't appeal to me. Steampunk doesn't appeal to me, nor do the Disney characters in comic book form. So this one's a pass for me.
Wynonna Earp Legends Doc Holliday #1. This is a new mini-series, and based on the new popular TV show the past year. I'm going to give this one a thumbs down as well. The last series didn't really heat up, so I can't see any reason why this one would. Retailers should know how many they should be ordering.
Wynonna Earp has gotten a second life thanks to the TV show. However, I don't know if the fan base is there to really carry this book. The older issues I don't think are really going for that much and are still readily available on eBay and Amazon. So as a spec pick, this one's a pass.
Image Comics debuts AD After Death #1. And this could get a lot of buzz, but unfortunately it's got a $5.99 cover. That's going to make it a bit harder for most to speculate on this book, but Image is no longer overprinting books, so it is going to sell out. Probably will have a second printing, so it does have a chance.
AD After Death #1, or Book 1, is probably the best bet for a spec pick this week, just for the sheer fact that it's Jeff Lemire and Scott Snyder teaming up on a book. The preview issues are doing well in the secondary market, and the reason that the cover price is higher than most comic books is this is more of a magazine/Golden Age size, so it's a slightly bigger format. Like I said, AD is definitely the spec pick of the week for me.
Over at Marvel Comics, we've got Ultimates 2 #1. It's a Galactus cover and storyline. Also features Black Panther and Captain Marvel, so there'll be lots of interest in this. Marvel's going to underprint it. It will sell out. I guarantee it'll have a second printing. Will it heat up? No, I don't think it will.
I haven't been following the Ultimate line at all. In fact, I've pretty much given up on most Marvel. Ultimates 2 #1 I do know has the John Tyler Christopher action figure variants, a wraparound figure featuring Galactus action figure. Why Galactus is yellow, I don't know, but that's the Marvel Universe for you. They change everything around. So it's a spec pick. I'm not seeing this one happening, and probably not going to shoot up.
And the big book of the week is Venom #1, relaunched yet again from Marvel Comics. Print run's going to be pretty hefty on this one. There is a 1 in 1,000 ratio variant cover of Todd McFarlane's Venom. That's going to be a long-term pick for sure. It's going to stay popular forever. Who's not going to want that book? It's going to be very hard to find. How many retailers will order that? Surely the print run will not be more than 50 copies, so that's going to be a tough one. And Marvel has released a 1 per store McFarlane variant of Venom as well. And this one's already heated up. His pre-sale is hitting up to $400 a copy.
Venom for a Marvel book is probably our best bet for a spec pick of the week, other than AD After Death. We ran the spoilers for Venom #1. It is a completely new character, and it was a good story. It was actually a good read to sit down and read it. So it's going to be interesting to see where this one goes. Definitely chase the McFarlanes if you can get them cheap enough. I doubt many stores are going to have the 1 in 1,000. The top 1,000 stores get the black and white, and if you can get it cheap enough, go for it. That'll be a good flip and potentially a good long-term hold. Or do what everybody's saying on comicseatingup.net and sell it and buy a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Titan Publishing gives us Masked #1. This is a new miniseries. Cover A is by John McCree. Titan Comics usually do sell out quickly at Diamond. Print runs are pretty small, but they don't usually heat up that much, so I'm going to give this one a thumbs down.
Titan sent out preview copies of Mask #1, which I got a copy of, or a digital copy of a couple of weeks back, and read it, and it was a really good read. Do I see it as a spec pick? No. It's a pulpish kind of superhero character. We've seen this formula before, so I don't see this going anywhere as a spec pick. Titan books do sell out, like Terry said, and it could see a slight bump in price for people trying to find them because their shop didn't carry Titan books. However, again, I don't see this as a spec pick, and I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
Well, that's my picks for the week. A few gems in there. Nothing overly hot, though. Probably those Venom variants are my pick for best shots. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.